see some familiar faces for Dewa United. Troy Gillenwater along with Joshua Ibarra, who was last season's IBL Finals MVP. But of course, Freddie Leash also making his return. Had a fantastic season last year in the BCL Asia East, although they weren't able to get to the Final Four. While Freeman, along with Fields, the new addition import players for High Tech. Of course, Janitip Jakarwan, you've probably seen him play for the Thai national team. So this team very different from last season where they did have Michael Singletary, who was their leading scorer. But a team that haven't gone to the BCL Asia under the new revamp. Our referees, Chuen Wing Luong coming from Singapore, Chun Yip Yuen coming from Hong Kong, China, and Aaron Ray Kanyete coming from the Philippines. We're very proud to say that we have the finest officials here in world basketball at FIBA, and they will continue to do a magnificent job tonight here in the opening game of the 2026 BCL Asia East. Well, there's going to be the player you want to look out for tonight, Freddie Leash. Of course, one of the more experienced players in terms of his career that's going to feature in the BCL Asia East. But, you know, don't count this team out. They've come here with a purpose, and they know full well that this is going to be a very tough test against the current defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League. Well, for Dewa United, it's simply about making history. You only have to go back to the 2025 IBL Finals, and they lost Game 1 here at the Dewa United Arena, but then magnificently, incredibly, winning Games 2 and 3, and thus winning their first IBL championship. Like High Tech, I mean, they feature some very impressive import players. You just saw Troy Gillenwater and Eric Jr., an up-and-coming rising talent in the IBL. But it doesn't get any tougher than this. Being tested at the continent's, well, the pathway to get to the continent's best competition, which is the BCL Asia. Well, we saw Pelita Jaya do it in 2024. Aki Wisnu, a veteran of the Indonesian national team. There is Joshua Ibarra, who did feature for Mexico at the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Well, Augustine Yulbe is the head coach of Dewa United. We'll take a look at the starting five. So Eric Freeman for High Tech will be in the lineup as the natural power forward. Freddie Leash will be the go-to point guard, while Jam Sawad will also be in the backcourt along with Akis Field, who no doubt has been brought into this team for this competition for the strict purpose of being a predominant scorer. Well, Coach Letalokul, who's one of the familiar faces of Thai basketball. As you look at Dio Saputra, he will be a forward along with Troy Gillenwater. Eric Jr. in the lineup in the backcourt with DJ Cooper. Chris Cooper, another very experienced player like Freddie Leash, which leaves Joshua Ibarra indeed as a natural center. Well, he's only just come back from coaching in the second window of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers, the Egyptian national team coach. Of course, former assistant coach of Barcelona, works with some very prominent teams in his home country of Spain. Well, there is Janitip Jakarwan. He'll say he just fell short of, you know, really being able to get to the FIBA Asia Cup. But you look at Thai basketball, there's a lot of potential, lots to like about their national team. But for them, you've got to be able to do it on a consistent basis. And probably one of the most prominent games of Janitip Jakarwan was against the Indonesian national team back during the 2022 FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Well, Johor Southern Tigers only just arrived today from Malaysia as they had their first practice this morning. And they'll be in action tomorrow against High Tech. And for sure, they'll be watching this game closely. Because Freddie Leash actually started his pro career in Thailand back in 2012. Now he's a dual national of both the United States and of Thailand. Because he's featured so magnificently for their national team. But right now the obligation is about High Tech, getting this club back to where it should be. Now you have to remember they have gone to the latest stages of this magnificent tournament. That was when it was branded as the FIBA Asia Champions Cup. And you know, if you're new to BCL Asia, this tournament has been around since the early 80s when it was known as the ABC Championship and then rebranded under FIBA Asia Champions Cup back in 2004. But as of 2024, we're now known as BCL Asia. And this new pathway for all the magnificent and best clubs from the Southeast Asia Zone and East Asia Zone, the BCL Asia East. Well, DJ Cooper a fan favorite here in Indonesia. Because wherever this man has gone, he has been so successful in his career. I mean, he's played with some of the top teams in Greek basketball. PAOK Thessaloniki, AEK Athens, and Panathinaikos. And also played for many of the great clubs in the French Pro LNB. So, got to think, many games he's had in the IBL this season, scratching the surface of not only their triple doubles, but also quadruple doubles. While Freeman, for sure, he's going to have a tough hand, because the question you've got to ask here for Hi-Tech, who's going to have the man-to-man matchup against Joshua Ibarra, Mexico's #1 center? For sure, we're going to see a lot of double teams to try and make him give up the ball inside the paint. And that's got to be Hi-Tech's defensive game plan. Well, fans, we're now just over 2.5 minutes from tip-off. Remember, you can follow all of these teams, all 7 teams in BCL Asia East, to find out which 2 teams will qualify for the 2026 BCL Asia. And to do so, make sure you follow BCL Asia on all social media platforms, X, Instagram, Facebook, because it's going to be a fun ride. And in Group B, the defending champions, Ulaanbaatar. Of course, SAC Broncos will be looking to defend their championship. But what's interesting tonight is Freddie Leash actually played for the Broncos on brief stints this season, because now he has returned into Hi-Tech, which is great for them. But it's going to be a lot of great experience playing alongside Ian Miller, last season's BCL Asia East most valuable player. Well, in the case of Dewa United, they're actually having a tough, because I would say, defense of their championship campaign. Of course, they haven't really been able to kickstart. I mean, Pelita Jaya, former BCL Asia team, of course, still top of the IBL, but you know, that could change come the end of the season. Coach is now just getting some final words of instructions, motivation, anything to get their players off to a great start. The home court advantage in this window. Remember, all teams will indeed host games here in the regular season of BCL Asia East. The top 3 will go on to the final 6, in which the top 2 from that final 6, of course, 2 not being coming from the same federation, will then go on to the final tournament, where they'll meet the champions of the B-League of Japan, the champions of China's CBA, Korea's KBL, and the Philippines PBA, along with the 2 very best of the FIBA Vassal. Well, there is a legend of Thai basketball, Nakorn Jaisnik. Just the leadership that he'll bring to this lineup now. He will indeed. Looks like he will be coming off the bench, I believe. No. Oh, yeah, he will. Well, the new chapter, of course, in this incredible journey, the Continental's best competition, the BCL Asia East, has finally returned, and we will kickstart things 32 kilometers outside the capital city of Indonesia, as we're live here at the Dewa Arena in Tangerang. It's Dewa United versus Hi-Tech basketball. We're underway. Hi-Tech need to make sure they push the tempo very quickly, because Junior didn't realize he was matched up with Fields. Fields looking for an ISO, goes to his left. Inside the paint, no contact. Ibarra comes up with a rebound. You think for Hi-Tech here, we talked about getting that ball out of the hands of Ibarra, but containing DJ Cooper is going to be a tough one as well. As now Gillenwater goes inside the lane, a lot of contact, no foul given, as Freddie Leash comes up with a rebound. Just trying to use the screen from Jackerwat. He'll pull up from 18 and gets the first 2 points of the 2026 BCL Asia East campaign. A lot of isolation we're going to see tonight from Freddie Leash, Thailand's #1 player. Junior finds Ibarra. Jackerwat. That's good defense. Now coming up with the rebounds. Leash has got Freeman ahead. Goes to his right. Avoids the block. Can't get it. Cooper tries to go in now. No kickball violation. That's going to go back to Hi-Tech. Because Hi-Tech feel that any time they can really crash the paint and just make those offensive rebounds difficult for Dewa United. That's going to be a huge plus for them. Cooper switching on Fields. Fields finds Freeman inside the paint and giving High Tech a 4-0 lead. It's the home crowd just trying to give their home team a source of inspiration. Cooper pick and pop here with Gillenwater. Now wants to go handoff, but this gets intercepted. High Tech look to extend to a 6-0 lead, and they do just that. Well, that's one way to convert turnovers into fast-break buckets. Dewa United, currently at the moment, haven't come prepared for this game. Cooper getting the screen from Ibarra. There's the alley-oop. That's good help side defense from Jackarwat. And now Leash finds Fields, bumps, goes in, but he gets rejected. Well, Cooper with the big-time block. Again, High Tech. They want to go Freddie Leash bull screen. Fade away over Ibarra. Front iron, can't get it. Cooper comes up with it, and now it's a 4-on-2. But in the end, try to go to Eric Jr., but that culminates into a Dewa United turnover. Well, Coach Augustin, you'll be not quite the look of concern, but still feels like his players just need to get into the game, build that identity. The chance of defense here at the Dewa United Arena. It's a penetration, nowhere to go. Jackarwat thought about the three, but wants to go up against Ibarra. Will manage to go for everything except for the rim. Can finally Dewa United get the first field goal. Ibarra posts up, caught in a double team, and simply just too unstoppable. 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup in the Philippines. Mexico's #1 in the paint. Well, Fields denies the screen, now pulls up from the mid-range. That goes in and out, just cannot convert. Dewa United just a little too slow to get out in transition. Cooper goes to his left, finds Ibarra. They're unable to connect. Well, High Tech had a transition opportunity missed, but they'll go to Freddie Leash. He'll fire a quick three, and he'll bury this one. Freddie's on fire early. Well, you only have to look at 2025 BCL Asia East stats to find out you don't leave Freddie Leash wide open. Dewa United just trying to execute a Spanish pick and roll, but a foul has been called. Substitution coming in for High Tech, checking into the game for the first time. They're going to be rotating quite quickly tonight, that's for sure. Ibarra in the paint. Can't come up with this rebound. Well, Diaby to his left. Leash goes behind the back, but he gets blocked in wedgie moments. I don't know what's more impressive, the behind the back time from Freddie Leash or the wedgie. Well, this is impressive. But is that more impressive? That's going to be a jump ball violation. Magic Freddie. Diaby may have just been the slight fingertip from, oh, they called a foul actually. So free throws coming up for Diaby. That's one of those, you got to be able to come out and just make sure you make it count at the charity stripe, because they've got off to a very good start. They only go 10 players deep this evening, so compared to the other teams in this group, they don't have the depth. Gillenwater coming up with a rebound. As DJ Cooper is just caught in a bit of a full court press here, has to break it himself. Gillenwater fashions 5 posts. Kicks out, Dewa goes to the first three. Ibarra can't get the tip in. And Janatip Jackarwat's defense so far containing the big fella. Foul is going to be called on Saputra. See, this is a big difference between these two teams early on. I mean, High Tech, anytime they come up with possession, they want to run quickly. They get into their transitions. You kind of feel Dewa United maybe just taking a little bit too much time. Dewa looking to try and get a stop as High Tech want to increase their lead. A three-pointer would make it double digits. Leash fires. Jackarwat. Well, that's a big difference. Went into contest for the offensive rebound. And now he'll go to the free throw line. Well, there's another look at the play. Now watch Jacqueline. I mean, he knows he's not possibly going to beat Ibarra on an offensive rebound. But just by going in for the offensive board, you give yourself that opportunity to get to the charity stripe. Because Janitip Jacqueline is probably one of the best prospects domestically of Thai basketball that we've seen in the last decade. As he's been a magnificent ambassador for the national team, whether that's been in, the Asian games, the SEA games, or, more importantly, the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. High Tech just putting on this 1-2-2 press still. Cooper just able to calmly beat it down. Because they don't want Gillenwater or Ibarra to get a paint entry. Cooper finds Rio DC. He'll fire a three. This one's up. Titcher comes up with the offensive board. Rio DC, pump fakes. Now pulls up from 18. Gillenwater unable to come up with a rebound, but that's a much better offense by Dewa United. He's got to be wondering. Right now, he needs a little bit more from both Gillenwater and Joshua Ibarra. High Tech lead by 9. Cooper comes up with it. Just put his hand in the cookie jar. Now he'll go the legs to the floor. A lot of contact. The foul is going to be called, and this is going to be 2 free throws coming up for DJ Cooper. That's what they need here, just somebody from the backcourt to try and attack the gaps. And that's a perfect place for DJ in transition. Because we talked about his time playing in Greece for 3 of the biggest clubs, and that was actually where he started his pro career back in 2014. He was played for the mighty double-headed Eagle of the North, PAOK Thessaloniki. Cooper makes both free throws, cutting it down to a 7-point ball game. Halfway gone here in the first quarter. High Tech, well, good hands by Cooper. Comes up with another steal. Now wants to push this. Dewa can't finish. Tip it, still no good. Now Diaby wants to run. Tries to go himself, and now that's 3 consecutive turnovers. This time Ibarra just able to come up with it. Water coming up with that high screen. Cooper still has it. Finds Ibarra. Well, he'll fire a 3 from downtown. And that's 4 3-point attempts already for Dewa United. Nothing's been knocked down so far. Now Leash will go to his right. He's been on fire so far. But that time, that's a good look for him, but Dewa just able to contain him as Rio DC. Dewa just taking a little too much time to get into this set. Comfortable defensive scenario here for High Tech. That's going to be a kickball violation. Well, Fields is going to check back into the lineup. This would be a great case for High Tech if he's just able to find some rhythm, as Freeman now will also go to the bench. Nikon Jysnik, the veteran of Thai basketball, subs into the lineup for the first time. Gillenwater wants to back down. That's going to be a reaching foul against Diaby. Well, Diaby's come onto the floor. He's played some good minutes, but they're going to need him for the full 4 quarters. That's a good call if you ask me. Ibarra now defended by Jacqueline. Dewa. Time nearly expiring. That's going to be a kickball violation. So that's going to be a baseline possession to Dewa. Because High Tech right now have read their offense so well. They know that they want to go inside the paint to both Gillenwater and Joshua Ibarra. More has got to come from the backcourt. Ibarra coming up that high screen. That's going to be another turnover. Good defense by Freddie Leash. Well, Freddie Leash already 5 points. He is the leading scorer in this game, also with 3 rebounds. I guess the argument you've got to make there is that Dewa United just need to have a bit more cool, calm, composed nature, especially when Rio DC is getting those ball screens. Jysnik, defended by DJ Cooper. Diaby hesitates, gets around, draws another foul, so another trip to the free throw line for High Tech. Well, this will be the 3rd time already here in the first quarter they've gone to the charity stripe. Now, they have missed 2 free throws, and those were both by Diaby. Because Ibrahim Diaby, that's a good play for him to try and bring Troy Gillenwater out to the perimeter. And unfortunately, he's now 0 for 3 from the free throw line. They still have some options coming off the bench for Dewa United. Now, they are about to make a sub. Diaby finally makes a free throw, so Lakudu is going to check into the game now. So coming out for Dewa, Dio Saputra. So both Lakudu and DJ Cooper in the backcourt. Still trying to break down the press. Well, nice fake by Gillenwater, but he gets denied by Fields. And now here comes High Tech, leading by 8. Fields tries a Euro step, and he misses the layup. Jackaran comes in for the offensive rebound. Diaby out of control, but he's able to finish this one as he gives High Tech a 10-point lead. Timeout called by Dewa United. Not a great start here in the first 7 minutes of the opening game here of the 2026 BCL Asia East. A bit of contact. Well, he does extend it to a 10-point High Tech lead. Well, High Tech defensively definitely have come out the better team in this game. Now, what is Coach Yulbe saying to his players? Because they've got the press that they've got to deal with, but you can see High Tech's defense. Anytime that Dewa United get the ball inside the paint, you just see crash, double teams, triple teams almost. And the thing is, anytime they come up with a defensive rebound, or they force a Dewa turnover, they quickly get out in transition. Well, here's some highlights. I mean, it's cases like this. There was the great defense by Jam Sawad, and quickly able to go down the other end. And there was the only field goal that we saw so far. Goes Freddie Leash. 5 points already. Well, there was a take by DJ Cooper, who ended up going to the free throw line. But as I said, they've only scored 1 field goal in 7 minutes. Lakudu now playing primary point guard, defended by Freddie Leash. They want to find Ibarra. Here comes a double team. Ibarra finds Gillenwater, pump fakes, goes in, counted. And finally, Troy is going to the free throw line. Well, it was only a matter of time before Troy Gillenwater was able to get that dominance inside the paints. Well, Troy Gillenwater, formerly of New Mexico State, left the NCAA in 2011. Goes nice dime by Joshua Ibarra. There's a pump fake. Goes after playing a season in Venezuela. He made it to Asia in 2016, starting with Alvac Tokyo in the Japanese B-League, who you may remember won the FIBA Asia Champions Cup in 2019, now known as the BCL Asia. Gillenwater pulls up in the mid-range. Sweet like string music. Well, he had a lot of confidence in the warm-up. We saw that in the practice yesterday when High Tech arrived here in Indonesia. Still a 9-point lead. Ibarra goes in. Too big, too strong, and simply just too good. Well, that time High Tech elected not to go for a double team. Ibarra made them pay. Leash finds space. He's made 1 3. Not going to get this one. Jysnik demanding the offensive board. Oh, Fields left wide open. Now moving up to 5 points. Joint leading scorer along with Freddie Leash. High Tech still with that double-digit advantage right now against Dewa United. Ibarra kicks out, finds Lakudu. He'll fire a three in the corner. Finally, Dewa get it from downtown. And that just gets the home crowd, Anak Dewa as they're known, Anak Dewa, into the game. Fields almost lost it. But in the end, throws it away. Lakudu came down to switch on Janatip Jakrawan, and that becomes the High Tech turnover. Well, double change coming in for High Tech. So Freeman re-enters play. And what's interesting, the other player coming in for High Tech, who many Thai basketball fans will be familiar with, Pakathan Glahan, actually played for High Tech when they made it to the BCL Asia when it was branded as FIBA Asia Champions Cup. Ibarra in the paint. Another jump hook. Can't get it. Gillenwater fights for it. A foul is going to be called. Well, both Fields and Freeman calling for a jump ball. That's going to be more free throws coming up now. Well, both teams are in the penalty, so that foul does indeed send Gillenwater to the free throw line. Well, there's the take by Ibarra. Now look at the strength. I'm not going to see it now, but goes Troy Gillenwater. Spent the last 5 seasons playing in China's CBA, 4 seasons with Shandong. Of course, in the 2025 or 24-25 campaign, he averaged 25 points per game playing with the Guangdong Southern Tigers. There seems to be a little bit of confusion here. I'm not quite sure what's happened, but I think that was over a potential foul count. Gillenwater takes a second free throw. He knocks it down, cutting it down to a 5-point deficit. As now we're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Well, Gillenwater will go to the bench for Dewa United. Diaby also will take a breather. As Arki Wisnu subbing into the lineup, Indonesia's veteran national team player. High Tech looking to go 2 for 1. Leash wants to ISO. Goes up for tough threes, misses last 4, and now make it a 5th consecutive missed three-pointer. 10.9 seconds difference between both game and shot clock. As Dewa United can cut it down to a 1-possession ball game. High Tech now in a 2-3 zone defense. Aki Wisnu flashes to the high post. They'll get another wide open look. 3 is up. 3 is good. Anthony Makasi. Sama baby from downtown. High Tech can't have the final shot. Leash finds Fields. Fields has 5 points. He'll go for another 3 and responds with a bang. 8 points over the last few minutes. And that will do the end of the first quarter where High Tech, the defending champions of Thailand, lead by 5 points against the defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League, Dewa United, opening game of the 2026 BCL Asia East. Oh, High Tech right now flying on the confidence of that man Fields. He feels like he can make any shot he takes in the moment. And Dewa don't want to give him a buffet, that's for sure. Oh, great atmosphere. Some of the best plays in the first quarter. And it all began with Freddie Leash running circles around the ball screen. Just that time, you saw Freeman, the assist coming from Fields. Well, there was the good defense. Now converting quickly into fast break points off the turnover. Then it became Joshua Ibarra time. That was his first field goal, and for quite a while, the only field goal we saw from Dewa United in the first quarter. But Leash making it rain from downtown. Oh, DJ Cooper at the moment just trying to find his time and space, but there was Of course, Ibarra finding Gillenwater, who did go to the free throw line to convert the three-point play. Well, Ibarra that time cross-court in the corner, finding the wide-open look as Lakudu buried the first three-pointer of the game for Dewa. And then Dewa came up with it, but still a 5-point lead at the moment here to High Tech Basketball Club. Well, Coach Augustine Yulby just finished the second window of the 2027 Basketball World Cup qualifiers with a victory when Egypt defeated Uganda. Like I said, it's been quite a rocky ride for them in the 2026 IBL campaign, the domestic league here in Indonesia. But knowing how he'll approach this game, he'll definitely want to start things with a win. Dewa United, welcome back everybody live here in Tangerang, 32 kilometers outside the capital city of Jakarta. Ibarra in the paint. Nearly turning it over and does that. Fields comes up with it. Foul is committed. Now, is that on Rio Dissi or is it on Joshua Ibarra? Because Dewa United was victims of so many unforced turnovers here in the first quarter. As now we just begin the second one. Already 4 turnovers too many. Well, that's actually the 5th one. Anak Dewa, you can hear the chants of defense. Zaki Wisnu just trying to defend Freeman in the paint. Freeman goes right at him. Jacqueline in the paint now, extending it to a 7-point lead. Oh, great double combo inside from both High Tech's big men, Freeman and Jacqueline. But now a foul is going to be called on Freeman. Well, that's going to be the first foul here in the second quarter. Sideline possession coming up to Dewa United, down by 7. Ibarra setting that high screen for Rio Dissi. Nice little hesitation, goes straight to the bucket, avoids the block. Ibarra can't finish it. Lakudu coming up with the offense. Oh, he steps out of bounds. There's a sense of frustration here with Dewa United's offense, but credit that down to High Tech's defense. Well, Rio Dissi's done a good job of avoiding the block, and Ibarra giving everything going in for the second shot points. Now Freeman. Freeman goes in and going back to a 9-point lead. Of course, High Tech having their way on the floor at the moment is now Cooper. Finds Zaki Wisnu, wide open, 3 is up, no good. Diaby comes up with it. High Tech want to run. Freeman goes in. And that's going to be a blocking foul. So 2 free throws coming up for Freeman. But again, it's just the calculated organization of High Tech's transition. Anytime they come up with a rebound or a steal or a turnover, they quickly get out on the fast break. Freeman also a prominent 3x3 player, but is now showcasing his talent here at the highest level of Asia's continental competition, BCL Asia East, and hopefully this team, they've never gone to a BCL Asia. They only went to the competition when it was branded FIBA Asia Champions Cup. They came close in 2024 only to fall short to NS Matrix Dia from Malaysia. Ibarra catching it way outside the paint. Cooper gets bumped, a lot of contact. Nothing falling at the moment for Dewa United. As now here comes High Tech. Nice pass. Freeman goes in with a 2-handed jam. And that's beautiful transition basketball by High Tech. Biggest lead of the game so far for the visitors, leading by 12. That's going to be another foul against Diaby. Well, Diaby is just way too important for this team. That's only his second personal, but for sure he won't want to pick up a third here in the second quarter. Dewa United trying to build something. Ibarra, little teardrop in the paint. That's much better for the big fella. Because he's got to go be more confident. They need him to have a good game. Fields can't get it. Rebound picked up here by Dewa. Cooper wants to run. There's a pump fake in the lane. Lakudu, he's made 1 3. He'll make another one. And the home crowd just erupts into acceleration of electricity. Both teams 3 out of 7 from the perimeter so far here in the first half. Jacqueline trying to find Freeman on the seal-off. Now Hightech will go for another 3, and that is way off the mark. Cooper wants to run. He's got Wisnu to his right. Now he'll find time and space for a 3 in his zone, but nobody going in for an offensive rebound. That has got to be an imperative factor tonight. Which team? Fields gets a little too fancy with it. Now Cooper has a few options. Dewa goes for another 3, and it's raining threes in transition. As all of a sudden, that 12-point lead has been dissected down to 4. Well, Rio Disi finding his rhythm, his confidence. The question is, can he keep this going all game long? I mean, that's a 3 in transition. You clearly need the green light to go for that one. And that was a dunk by Freeman in transition. It's a tough thing here for Hightech. When you're on the road in BCL Asia East, you got to remember you are going to play another game tomorrow. So anytime you can build a double-digit lead, you got to hold on to it. And this timeout for sure has been called to kind of calm down the bleeding, because they've been very successful in playing their 2-3 zone, their zone pressure as well, their zone full court press, I mean. What they don't want is for Dewa United not only to attack the gaps, but find the high percentage looks on the perimeter, which so far we've seen from Lakudu and Rio Disi of Dewa United. Well, Freeman's had a good game so far. He's been very effective defensively, but I think one thing he cannot afford to stop is trying to post up. And Aki Wisnu, Indonesia's veteran national team player, number 33, he is one of the tough, I would say, he can play positions 2 to 4, but he's a very tough post defender. And that's what Freeman has got to keep going to. Still a 4-point lead here to Hightech. He's going to his left. Like he's got one thing on his mind is Jacqueline setting another screen for him. That's going to be a foul against Aki Wisnu. So 2 free throws coming up for Hightech. There's nice penetration in the little jab step. But now can Pongsakon Jamsawad extend this to a 6-point lead for the visitors? Had their free throw struggles this evening. Now 50% for the free throw line, 4 out of 8. They've got to make everything count. And the talking point here for Dewa United is that Hightech have had the advantage of getting to the free throw line. Make that another missed one. 5 missed free throws already here in the first half. Gillenwater with a seal-off. That's going to be a foul on Freeman. Well, I think he's holding his hands on his head to know that that was a good call, because that's a foul on Monday, that's a foul on Tuesday, that's a foul any day of the week that ends in Y. Troy Gillenwater will indeed go back to the free throw line for Dewa United. Because Gillenwater has made all 3 of his free throws so far this evening. Like I said, like Freddie Leash, like Aki Wisnu, these 3 players, probably the most experienced players, just, I would say respectfully, towards the end of their prime at the moment. Because maybe 20 years from now, Troy Gillenwater's agent's going to be calling teams all over the world. Hey, guess what? He's ready for another season. I mean, this guy doesn't look like he's going to retire anytime soon. He is simply a world-class professional international player. 7 points already for Gillenwater. High-Tech still have the lead. Oh, no double dribble called. There's a kick out. Wide open three in the corner's up. And buries it, even with a hand in his face. So closeout defense is coming. That extends it back to a 2-possession lead here for High-Tech. Nice backdoor play. Aki Wisnu with the time. And in the end, the layup converted by Dio Saputra. Well, Leash goes in. I think the foul is actually wasn't on the defense towards Freddie Leash. I think it was towards Janitib Jakrawan. Yeah, so I don't think Freddie Leash is going to the free throw line. Still a good move, though. Because he is probably one of the most exciting backcourt players, combo guards, not only in Southeast Asia, but within the continent. High-Tech lead by 3. The mid-range game. He may struggle from the free throw line, but the mid-range, no problem for Jamsawad. Jamsawad now moving up to 4 points. Dissy denies the screen, goes into the right hand. And the outside defense, a little too late to recover. As High-Tech getting inbound quickly. Still haven't relinquished the lead so far here in the first half. Diaby wants to go at Aki Wisnu. Well, Jacqueline's already made a few in the inside the paint. That time unable to connect. Alicia will fire from downtown. Cooper comes up with a rebound. Dewa on a run. They can cut it down to 1. They can level things up as Dissy fires another 3 and almost got it. You can feel the home crowd. They were ready for that one, as now we're under 5 minutes here in the second quarter. Oh, Leash left wide open, uncontested. Still can't get it. That goes out of bounds. Janitib Jakrawan had the final touch. Dewa United will retain it. Because he's a coach's dream, Jakrawan. Always goes in to fight for an offensive rebound, a second chance point, anything to keep his team in the game. There's that Spanish pick and roll. Gillenwater. Had a few no calls there, but I think Gillenwater is trying to say, listen, don't float that pass. Find DJ Cooper if he's wide open. Jamsawad defended heavily here by Saputra. Diaby goes to his right. Dewa don't switch. He's made one shot already. That one's way off the mark. Dewa still lead by 3. 2 consecutive offenses both ends of the floor. Gillenwater tries a buck round and does the impossible. The man of Troy. Simply too much to handle. Possibly Troy Gillenwater. They want to go out to the perimeter more if he's going to be defended by Jakrawan. Diaby now will fire a 3. That's not going to go. Cooper comes up with it. Dewa can't take the lead. Dissy finds Aki Wisnu. Bumps. Kicks out. Another 3 is up. Offensive rebound. What a time by Cooper. What a contact with Aki Wisnu. And one will go to the free throw line. Well. Here's the shot in the corner. DJ Cooper comes up with it. Quick thinking. Finds New York City's #1, Aki Wisnu. And that gives Dewa United a 1-point lead with 3:24 to go here in the second quarter. Well, he may play for the Indonesian national team, but he grew up as a young kid playing basketball on the courts of Rucker Park, the streets of NYC, NCAA Division III Baruch College. Because he is a massive fan favorite out here in Indonesia. But unable to convert the 3-point play. back into the game now for High Tech. Good hands by Aki Wisnu. This is High Tech's offense. Hasn't lost his spark. Cooper. Finds Corsano, who's only just subbed in the game here for Dewa. Aki now looking for an ISO. Oh, wow, what a time, but in the end, nutmegs his own teammates. Yo, I like that. I think that's a good pass from Aki. Corsano, young player, got to be ready, but it just goes to show the leadership of Aki Wisnu. Even when he makes a good pass, he'll say, you know what, my bad. Because he featured in Jakarta at the 2022 FIBA Asia Cup. He's a great ambassador for Indonesia's national team. Fields has got 8 points. Now make it 11. Don't leave this man wide open. Because he's a certified walking bucket. Corsano being heavily defended. Wants to go himself, avoids the block. Ibarra fights for it. Saputra cannot find it, but Freddie Leach now has it. He'll go to his right. Twisting, turning, goes in. Still, they cannot come up with the offensive rebound. Jaisanuk, 3, corner. Now Dewa United will try to level things up. Ibarra in the lane. Now he gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. Just has a few polite words there with Fields. A great run in transition from Dewa United center just down the middle. Well, Ibarra didn't feature for Mexico's national team in current 2 windows of the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers, but I guess he was great for them. You know, when they played at the Mall of Asia Arena in Manila, Philippines at the 2023 Basketball World Cup. Because he also spent 1 season playing in the Korean Basketball League. Of course, originally from Texas. Has dual nationality of both Mexico and the United States. High Tech still lead by 1, has now run to 2 minutes. Jacquard wants to go to Ibarra, twisting, turning. Ibarra's defense becoming a solid paint insurance policy here for Dewa. Corsano wants to find Gillenwater. Fields came over for the double team. He goes out of bounds. As Freddie Leach has the last touch. .90 seconds below to go here in the second quarter. Opening game of BCL Asia East. Gillenwater still keeps it alive, but Freddie Leach, good hands. But with 3.8 left here on the shot clock, Dewa United will have it on the baseline. Well, enough time to get it inbound and go for a dribble, but they've got to be quick here. Saputra, pump fakes, pulls up, 3 is up. Well, finds Ibarra, good hands by Cooper again. That is an unfortunate set of circumstances for High Tech because they defended that offense so well. Only for DJ Cooper to get a fingertip to what Freddie Leach felt should have had it. And Joshua Ibarra comfortably waiting inside the paints. That only cuts it, well, makes it a 1-point lead to Dewa United. 1:15 to go. A timeout is going to be called by High Tech. Those fans, if you're watching live, whether it's on FIBA's official YouTube platform or elsewhere, make sure you follow BCL Asia on all social media platforms of X, Instagram, and Facebook, where you can get all the best news, highlights, and content that matter to you most. Because this is the BCL Asia East. 7 teams across 2 groups. Go through 6 windows until we get to the round of final 6, in which 2 teams will go on to the 2026 BCL Asia to face the champions of Japan's B-League, China's CBA, Korea's KBL. Plus, they'll play the Morocco Bowl to the Philippine Basketball Association, as well as the 2 best teams from the FIBA Vassal. given the time here with 1:15, High Tech potentially could go 3 for 2, but every offense is going to be what's going to need to be very quick and precise. Freddie Leash will bring this one up here for High Tech. High Tech down by 1. Just getting that double high screen. Now trying to find Jysnook. He misses last 3. But Ibarra now just too big and strong to come up with the rebounds. It's now under a minute. Potential 2 for 1 coming for Dewa United. Feeling one and out. Defending the paint. Pulls up in the mid-range. Rolls in and out. Just can't connect. Now Fields wants to turn up the gears. Goes in between both Ibarra and Saputra, but nothing comes of it. Oh, Cooper trying to find, I believe that was Saputra inside the paint, but that goes out of bounds. Dewa United surely should retain this. Well, Coach Yulbe quite incensed there. He felt the decision was going to go the other way, but it has now since been corrected. Dewa's got to get it in bounds. Ibarra's got a mismatch. Kicks out, finds Cortesano. Cortesano, a little step through and extends it to a 3-point Dewa lead. Shot clock has been turned off. High Tech can't have the final play. They've led by as many as 12 points here in the first half. Leash has only got 5 points, hasn't scored yet here in the second quarter. Leash pulls up for another quick 3. That's way too short. It goes out of bounds. And with 1.9, Dewa will call timeout as they'll have one final look at this. Well, we're going to go down to Dewa United's bench. Coach Yulbe is going to try to draw something with 1.9. Well, a technical foul is going to be called against High Tech. I don't know who this has been called on. I don't know if it's a bench technical or if it's an individual technical. Well, the technical. I believe, if I'm corrected now, I could be very wrong indeed. I think the technical is being called on Wong, number 23. That was the signal the officials have given. Now, I could be wrong there. So when we come back, Dewa United have a chance to extend this to a 2-possession lead. Now, they will have the ball, but they'll have to inbound it in their own half with 1.9. So this is why the timeout's been called by Coach Yulbe. I think it's going to be Troy Gillenwater, who hasn't missed a free throw tonight. He'll go to the charity stripe. Gillenwater, joint leading scorer, along with Joshua Ibarra at the free throw line. Makes the free throw. 1.9 left. Saputra will inbound this. Well, they go to Gillenwater. He'll go from the half court. This one's up, and that's way off the mark. Well, Dewa United, defending champions of the Indonesian Basketball League. They'll go into the halftime break with a 4-point lead against High Tech, the champions of Thailand. Well, this is the opening game of the 2026 BCL Asia East. Well, we're going to leave you with some key stats and some of the best highlights here from the first half, but it is a 15-minute break until we resume the second half. So go get a drink, go get something to eat, but don't go anywhere too long, as we'll be back for the second half very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Attorney Dan Center.
into the capital city. Opening game of the 2026 BCL Asia East, where currently our home team, Dewa United, the defending champions of Indonesia's IBL, leading by 4 points against the two-time defending champions of Thailand's Basketball League, High Tech. Well, it's been a very exciting first half. High Tech led by as many as 12 points, but head coach Augustin Yulbe's players have now turned that around as they lead by 4, led by both Troy Gillenwater with 10 points and Joshua Ibarra with 9, excuse me. Well, Akas Fields at the moment leading the way here in this game. He has 11 points, but this game has been a roller coaster of emotions so far. Now remember, there was a technical foul in the first half. It was actually given to Freddie Leash. The technical free throw was converted right before the final play, which with 1.9, Troy Gillenwater went for a half-court shot. I think the officials now are just still explaining to the High Tech coaching staff and bench why the technical was given, as it was given to Freddie Leash. Well, he's a passionate player, Freddie Leash. He's a great guy as well. If you ever meet him outside of basketball, he's the kindest and coolest guy to be around, but he's not the kind of player to lose his temper. He may have just said something in the heat of a moment, but you can see there, the $1 million smile says it all. You know, he's probably thinking, did I say something? My bad. Okay, I'm going to get on with it. Well, if you are just joining us, this is the opening game of the second-year campaign of BCL Asia East. It's going to be a fun ride. 2 groups, a total of 7 teams. Of course, the top 3 of each group will then go on to the BCL Asia Final 6, in which the 2 best teams from there will go on to the 2026 BCL Asia, in which we'll have the champions of Japan, Korea, China, the Philippines, and the 2 best from the FIBA Vassal. But welcome back. Second half between High Tech and Dewa United. Fields being matched up by Rio DC here in the second half. Jacqueline again going in for another offensive rebound, and that's what makes him such an invaluable player, not only to High Tech, but also to the Thai national team. Because that's a tough play, but, you know, Jacqueline, he plays with his heart on his sleeve. He'll go in mercilessly for those offensive boards. Fields has got 11. Rio DC just trying to contain him. He's in for a scoop hook, can't get it. Gillenwater with a rebound. And now Dewa want to push. Well, they've made a few threes in the first half and make that another one. Oh, Saputra this time from downtown. Well, Saputra now moving up to 5 points with his second field goal. Fields almost lost it. Cooper dives on the ground. Dewa retrieve it. Coach Yulbe instructing DJ Cooper to get into a half-court set. 7-point lead to Dewa United, their biggest margin of the game. They want to find DJ Cooper. It's a pick and pop action. Gillenwater pick, pop, buries it, and summer, baby. 2 3-pointers to begin the second half for Dewa United. They lead by 10. Just listen to the atmosphere tonight here at the Dewa United Arena. Jacqueline gets fouled. That was excellent pick and roll work between both Janatip Jacqueline and Jam Sawad. Now, Jam Sawad, it does have 4 points tonight, but because Jacqueline, they need him to get off to a scoring mark. They need him to kind of offensively. There's another look at the pick and pop, the 3-pointer by Troy Gillenwater. Well, Troy Gillenwater comes with a reputation, and that's getting buckets. Jacqueline, only 4 points tonight. That's his first missed free throw. Second one good, cutting it down to 9. High-Tech again, just applying the full court pressure. Cooper working with Rio DC to break it down. Ibarra finds Gillenwater. Go. Oh, baby! Salamat malam. Good night. Well, now Fields draws a foul here. foul had been called. Not sure. Well, there's the dunk by Gillenwater. Jacqueline, 5 points, fires a 3. Now make it 8 points. And indeed cuts it down to an 8-point deficit. That's a part of his game. Chanatip Jacqueline's improved since the 2022 FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Barra, good defense by Freeman. And young players watching. If you notice, Freeman didn't attempt to block. He just kept both arms very high and tried to make it very difficult for Joshua Ibarra. Ibarra that time with the block. Saputra comes up with it, finds Rio DC. In the end, turns it over. Good recovery by Akers Fields. He's now looking for options. Finds Freeman. Freeman goes right at Gillenwater, now cutting it down to 6. Optimistic play coming from High Tech, just trying to remain in this game. They've been fantastic, but they don't want that margin to get too big. Oh, Rio DC's made a few threes tonight. That time not going to get it. Well, there's only one Indonesian player I've seen with that kind of range, and that is Andakawa Prastawa, but he's not playing tonight. Because Indonesia do have some great three-point shooters. Grahita, Brandon Jawato, Prastawa. Jacqueline's made 1-3. Goes baseline. Finds Freddie Leash on the dish off. Is now we're under 10 here on the shot clock. Leash hasn't made a 3 since the first. Oh my goodness! Well, Freeman. That is a BCL Asia East put back by the Freeman. Wow. Dewa United, nobody could box out, even after their last donut. But Freeman just said, I'll take one. Freeman again trying to play good defense on Gillenwater, but Gillenwater finds his way to the buckets. He thought he'd been impeded there. High Tech just trying to keep it under control, but it becomes another turnover as DJ Cooper just becoming a defensive menace. Because one thing we haven't seen tonight from High Tech is those turnovers from the backcourt. They've done a very good job, respectfully. As Dewa United now try to extend their lead. Because we've seen many of the Johor Southern Tigers coaching staff here tonight. Watching this while Cooper goes between the legs. Finds Gillenwater in the corner. Another 3. But Freddie Leash just unable to come up with the rebounds. Dewa United will retain it on the baseline. Cooper will inbound this one. Just defensively being mashed up by Jaim Sawat. Ibarra goes in. Nice little jump hook. That's where Dewa have the advantage. The size inside the paint. Jaim Sawat pump fakes, steps through. He's got to have that confidence just to be that extra scoring effect alongside Fields and Freddie Leash. As Cooper goes to his left. There's that Spanish pick and roll again. The Spain stack screen. Gillenwater misses last 3. Not going to miss this one. Troy's on fire. He's got 17. Leash now just dissecting the ball screen, goes in, but nobody goes in for an offensive board. Dewa, it's a 4-on-2. Cooper, another 3 in the corner. Comes up with his own rebounds. Finds Saputra, a little teardrop. And for the first time, Dewa United have a double-digit lead as High Tech call timeout. Because this is the point, the area of talking points in which Dewa have the depth advantage. High Tech just cannot afford to give away those offensive rebounds. The IBL defending champions right now in total control of this opening game in the 2026 BCL Asia East. just listen to the atmosphere tonight here at the Dewa United Arena. We're live here in Tangerang, 32 kilometers just outside the capital city of Jakarta. It's been the Troy Gillenwater show so far. 3 3-pointers from Dewa United here in the third quarter. Throwdown. He leads the way so far with 20 points tonight. That was the dump down from Ibarra and the two-handed flush by Troy. Because it was the play by Freeman. They need him to be a lot more aggressive. I mean, he's been great so far, but given they're down by 11, it's got to be consistency at the moment now here for High Tech. Time nearly expiring here on the shot clock. Diaby's got to make something happen. Finds Freeman again, goes in with a two-handed jab, but what a move by Diaby. Time just breaking down Dewa's defense. Ibarra goes in, he'll get fouled. Now he'll go to the free throw line. Ibarra's quite a mobile big fella. He's got some areas of concern when defending him is that he's quite agile, he's quite mobile, and when need to be, he can be hostile. But look at this by Diaby, because Wisnu had to come out for the help side, but Ibarra missing the first free throw. Second one good, extending it back to a double-digit lead. Freeman in the paint. Goes right at Aki Wisnu, out of control. Ibarra with a big rebound. So now we're under 4 minutes here in the third quarter. Cooper penetrates, gets right to the rack. No outside defense coming from Jakarwan. Could it be Cooper time? It's like now pulling up from the baseline. Neatly tucked away. He made a three-pointer early in the first half. Now moving up to 5 points. Ibarra wants to go for a post-up. Good defense by Jakarwan. Possession remains with Dewa United. Well, sub coming in for Dewa United, Eric Jr. will come into the lineup. He's one of the young, hottest prospects of Indonesian basketball. Rio Dissi will go to the bench, because Rio 2 points away from getting into double figures, which would make him the third Dewa United player to get to that factor. They go into the screen. Cooper fires for three. Freeman comes up with a rebound. John Sawan getting that screen from Freeman. Oh, nice dive, tough pass, good catch. And Freeman taking over. Now moving up to 15, the game's second leading scorer right behind Troy Gillenwater. So now we are into 3 minutes. EJ fakes the pass, goes in, gets rejected. What a block by Freeman, but another three. It doesn't matter. A knockdown from downtown. Saputra. His team coming out like a house on fire. Still leading by 11. Jakarwan wants it handoff. A lot of contact. Oh no, that's going to, an offensive foul is going to be called. It's almost like he was waiting patiently for the contact to come, couldn't get it, and try to force it himself, so he'll be called for the foul. Trouble spelled now here for High Tech. As Dewa United plan to pile on more pressure. Julatep subbing into the game for the first time. First call of duty, having to defend DJ Cooper behind the back pass. Gillenwood, a lot of contact. No foul given. High Tech have got to keep it within single digits going into the fourth quarter. Nice pass. Freeman now moving up to 17. And what a dime by Janatip Jakarwan. Very meticulous, tedious transition by High Tech basketball. Gillenwood fancies a post up here against Janatip Jakarwan. Finds Wisnu, he'll bump. Out of control, can't get it. Gillenwood comes up with it, still can't finish. Diaby wants to run in transition. Makes a lot of contact there, and a foul has been drawn, so he'll go to the free throw line. But remember, he's only 1 for 4 from the charity stripe. That's a good take by Diaby. That foul is going to be called against Aki Wisnu. That's Dewa United's 4th team foul. So with 120, they have no more fouls to give. Now, granted, High Tech do have 2 fouls to give. He misses his 4th free throw of the game. When you're trailing by 9, well, especially here in the BCL Asia East, you don't want to look back and think the outcome could have been different had you made all your free throws. You simply have to step up and make them. He's been a great factor tonight here for High Tech. He's got to make his free throws. Second one good. Lakutu's going to re-enter play here for Dewa United. Saputra will take a breather. Great game from Saputra. Chipping in 10 points tonight here for Dewa United. Cooper again goes back to his left, finds Gillenwood. Pulls up in the mid-range, and he's not missing. He's simply automatic inside the paint. 10-point lead still here to Dewa United. Nice give-and-go action, a beautiful finish. Oh, Julatep. I think he's put the ball in the ground. Potentially could be a 2-for-1 for High Tech if they can get a stop here on defense. Troy coming up for the screen with DJ. Lakutu goes baseline. Finds Gillenwood. Good defense. 2 seconds difference between game and shot clock. High Tech can go for the final play. Freeman's got a mismatch against Eric Jr. Got to get it to him. Another foul called. Well, regardless if that was in the process of shooting or if that foul was going to be called on the ground, it is in the process of shooting. It was going to be 2 free throws coming up. Freeman, who's their leading scorer tonight with 17, can try to cut it down to 6 with 13.9 left here in the third quarter. Missed free throws. The nightmare from the charity stripe persists and continues for High Tech tonight. Second one good. Now it's Dewa United who can have the final play here in the third quarter. This is going to be a ball screen pick and roll scenario with DJ Cooper. Aki Wisnu coming up to set this one. Cooper finding Aki Wisnu. No shot attempted in time. That's the end of third quarter. Dewa United, the defending champions of Indonesia's IBL, leading by 7 against the 2-time champions, defending champions, I should say, of Thailand, High Tech. Well, it's the opening game of BCL Asia East. This window that sees Our host, Dewa United, High Tech Basketball of Thailand, and Johor Southern Tigers of Malaysia will play just 3 games in this window. 6 windows to decide the top 3 teams of both groups A and B that will make it to the BCL Asia East Final 6. Well, here's some highlights from the third quarter. A very quiet third quarter indeed for Akos Fields. But it's been the three-point shooting that's been so impressive from Dewa United here in the third. Well, there was DJ Cooper that time pick and pop with Troy Gillenwater, who leads the game with 22 this evening. Because that time, High Tech didn't know whether to switch, show, or recover. But Gillenwater, well, his reputation definitely follows him wherever he plays in the world. He is simply a walking bucket. Prior to coming to Indonesia, had 5 magnificent years playing in China's CBA, but that was the one three-pointer we saw from Thailand's Janatip Chakrawan. But it's been this man, Freeman, leading the way for them, 18 points. Because High Tech only have 2 players in double figures, that's both Akos Fields and Freeman. Now, fortunately, we haven't seen any points. Yeah, here from Freddie Lee since the opening plays of the first quarter, where he only has 5, but that could change in the fourth and final quarter. There's another look at the three-pointer. And Joshua Ibarra's had a few assists tonight, coming from the play of from Troy Gillenwater. And that was Diaby just dissecting the defense, finding Freeman. Welcome back live here at the Dewa United Arena in Tangerang, Indonesia. Final quarter coming up, opening game of the 2026 BCL Asia East. Diaby's good defense, trying to put a bit of pressure against the backcourt of Dewa United. Barra kicks out, good ball movement. Now we're in the 10. Rio Dissi, he's made a few threes tonight. He'll make another one. Oh, we had heavy rain this morning here in Tangerang. Don't put those umbrellas away quite yet. Foul is going to be called. That's against Rio Dissi. It's on the handoff there. You can see that's a good call. Another look at the splash cash coming from downtown. Well, we got the Splash Bros indeed here in Tangerang, Indonesia. Vahan now kicking out to Julatep. Time nearly expiring here on the shot clock. Julatep's got to go quick. Vahan pulls up in the mid-range. One of the few players who featured in the FIBA Asia Champions Cup, now known as the BCL Asia, back in action. Still an 8-point lead here to Dewa United. Eric Jr. defended by Diaby. Tries to go inside the paint, puts up a prayer of a shot. That doesn't touch anything. Can High Tech cut it down to 6? Maybe 8 and 5 if they go for a three-pointer. Diaby now attacks the rim, out of control, and that's going to be another turnover. Oh no! That's going to remain possession to High Tech. That's a tough decision if you ask me. Now, Coach Yulby is going to call for a head coach's challenge. Let's have a look at the replay here. Well, the head coach's challenge has been called. The referees will go to the monitor. Players will go to their benches. But I'm almost 100% convinced that decision is going to be overturned. Well, we're going to wait patiently while our officials go to the monitor. Well, it's only standard procedure during the head coach's challenge when the official signals for a rectangular shape that it's a head coach's challenge. If it's an official's challenge, you'll see a circular sort of motion. But I think that one, I don't think you're going to find any basketball lawyer in the world that's going to convince a hoops jury that that's going to remain High Tech possession. Successful head coach challenge. So Dewa will get it back with 8:40 here in the fourth quarter, still leading by 8 points. Because fans, if you're watching this game live, if you're loving the action, if you're a big fan of any of these teams or the BCL Asia East or even FIBA Asia Hoops, make sure you follow BCL Asia on Instagram, X, and Facebook, where you can get all the best news, highlights, and content that matter to you most. And while you're at it, this is only the opening game. Subscribe to FIBA on YouTube and watch all games live here on BCL Asia East. Gillenwater's got 22, goes right at Freeman. Jumper, counted, and he's going to the free throw line. How do you stop Troy Gillenwater? You can't. It's impossible. You can only hope to contain the certified walking bucket. Little bump, 2 dribbles. No stopping Troy. That's unguardable. That's frightening. Like I said, you can only hope to contain it because even when he joined Alvac Tokyo back in 2016, the inaugural year of the Japanese B-League, I mean, he was averaging 17 points. He did go to play in Turkey before returning back to East Asia. 4 seasons at Shandong, and then final season with Guangdong where he averaged 25 points. Good hands by Gillenwater. It's a 3-on-2 here for Dewa. Kicks out, another 3 goes flying. Unable to kill with the offensive rebound, but Gillenwater, he'll bury that one. 26-9 for Troy Gillenwater. Back to a 12-point lead, the biggest margin of the game for High Tech. Jackawan finds Julatep. Hesitation when going for the mid-range, but now he'll pull up for 3. This one's up. Follows his own rebound, but a foul is going to be called here. Well, a technical is going to be called against Lakudu. So High Tech will get a free throw. Now, I don't know who's going to get possession here because it didn't seem definitive when the technical was called. But a chance here for High Tech to cut it down to 11. Lahan will go to the bench. One of the veteran players of this team, because he gives you nostalgia when you see him play. It makes you remember FIBA Asia Champions Cup 2019 when Alvac Tokyo won the championship against Al Riyadi. So now it's Jinabat Tanit Nanwong at the free throw line. He's got 5 points tonight, but he's unable to make the technical free throw. A double technical was called here because another free throw is coming up. Lakudu still tries to protest his innocence. Second one good. Sideline ball coming up here for High Tech. 7:37 here in the fourth quarter. The officials now need to decide. This is a question I had when the technical was called. Who had possession of the ball? So that's going to remain possession of High Tech, I believe. Well, he knows 11-point lead isn't big enough, considering how talented High Tech are. Freddie Leash has come back into the lineup. Julatep almost lost his dribble. Finds Diaby. Straight to the bucket, but gets denied by Troy. Thou shalt not enter the paint when Gillenwater is on the defense. Lakudu wants that high pick coming from Ibarra. Hesitates, finds Ibarra. Too big, too strong, and simply just too bueno. Josilla, as they call him in the IBL. Ibarra moving up to 14 points. Diaby. Good defense again by Gillenwater. Dewa forced a turnover. And now they want to build that lead. Oh, Gillenwater Just puts on the move and simply takes Diaby to school. 28 points for Troy Gillenwater, and he wants more. He felt he should go to the free throw line for a three-point play. Well, this is the professor just teaching the young pupil a lesson or two, but take nothing away from Diaby. He's gonna be a great player, but when you're up against the legend, Troy Gillenwater, that's a big, tough task. A huge assessment. Gillenwater now makes it a 15-point lead to Dewa United here in the opening game of the 2026 BCL Asia East. Sellout crowd tonight here at the Dewa United Arena. And just remember, at the IBL Finals last summer, it was heartbreak here in Game 1 when Pelita Jaya came and won by 15. But they won those two incredible games. They won Game 3 by a slender 1 point. Of course, Jalen Adams and Helvis Solano that time featuring for Dewa United, who've now since parted ways. But look at the block here. Thou shalt not enter the paint of Dewa United. Thou is not welcome. Thou should say goodbye as Troy makes the mark. Freeman back into the lineup, still the leading scorer for High Tech tonight. But only 2 players in double figures, and Freddie Leash isn't one of them, so 15 points down. Can they make a comeback with 6:40 left? Marcus Fields is also re-entered play here for High Tech. Leash tries to find Freeman. The foul is going to be called against Arki Wisnu. Well, that's only going to be Wisnu's second personal foul of the game. Freeman, quick catch, goes up with it, cuts it down to 13. Neat little baseline inbound coming from High Tech. If you're Dewa United right now, you don't want to go too quickly. Junior goes for a step through, banks open. Oh, went for the IQ play. Zakos Fields tries to repay the favor, and he does just that. And he stares down Eric Jr. Still 13 points the margin. Well, good hands by Fields. Tries to save it. Keeps it in bounds. Oh, I missed it. Off balance. And the home crowd reminds Zakos Fields, but Ibarra getting quite a hard knock there to Akos Fields. Arki Wisnu in around the defense. Simply B-E-A beautiful. Oh, 2 summers ago, heartbreak for Arki Wisnu, losing in the IBL Finals with Satya Muda against Pelita Jaya. But last season, getting his revenge. Freddie Leash getting rejected. Almost 5 minutes to go. 15-point lead still here to Dewa United. Ibarra. But that's going to be a foul against Janatip Jakarwan. Only the second team foul against High Tech. Well, High Tech's problems could go even bigger now because Troy Gillenwater is going to sub back into the lineup for Joshua Ibarra. Well, that's tough to keep it on balance because, he works so hard to keep it in bounds. But every great player has a moment. Rio Dissi now going to his left. Oh, goes for another 3 and terima kasih. And as they say here in Indonesia, sama-sama, baby. Fields getting fouled. And that's going to be the 4th team foul against Dewa United here. 4. Well, sama-sama, baby. Indonesia's famous for a lot of things. Nasi goreng and great 3-point shooters. Freddie Leash fires another three. Back iron, can't get it. Jacqueline follows in for the offensive rebound. Hesitation when deciding to go for a three-pointer, but Fields goes for another one. All three-pointers are on target at the moment for High Tech, but they're just not being converted. 18-point lead. Cooper goes to that right. Finds Aki Wisnu. Wisnu goes in. Another one. NYC, Rucker Park. High Tech have got to try to minimize the deficit. Remember, points difference in any potential head-to-head matters here in BCL Asia East. Mid-range not going to go. Real Dissy comes up with a loose ball. Because now we're under 4 minutes. Dewa United may have just done enough to try and cement the victory here in the opening game of the 2026 BCL Asia East. DJ now goes to his right, finds Gillenwater. Time, space, three. And the home crowd are on their feet just waiting for that one to drop. It's now Fields. A lot of contact and finds it at the bottom of the net. And now he'll go to the free throw line. That's now his second field goal here in the second half, and he's fun to watch. He's got a lot of things in his magic bag, but look at that reverse layup. Gotta love it from Aki Wisnu. Zacchaeus Fields converts the three-point play, cutting it down to a 17-point deficit. He'll now go to the bench as Nikon Jaisenik re-entering play here for High Tech basketball. And a technical is now going to be called here against Dewa United. Now, I don't know if this is a coach technical or a bench technical. Well, we've seen 3 technicals already given to High Tech. That's the first one. Well, he's out of it. So if that is a double technical on Coach Yulbe, well, he'll hit the locker room early. Because he worked with some of the best teams in the Spanish ACB Liga Endesa. But he'll head down the stairway, he'll turn left. So the assistant coach, El Señor Argentino, will take over. Nikon Jaisenik makes the first free throw. Well, it's going to be one only from the coach technical. Still a 16-point lead to Dewa United. High Tech putting on that full court pressure. Jaisenik nearly coming up with the interception. Good hands by Freeman, but that's going to remain Dewa possession on the baseline. Anything is possible here in international basketball with 3:22 down by 16. High Tech's got to defend well. Jacqueline comes up with a rebound. Lana Julitep on the outlet. Jaisenik, he can make these wide open, buries the three-pointer. And now it's only a 13-point deficit. 4 points coming off the bench so far here in the fourth quarter for Nikon Jaisenik. Remember, they also have 2 fouls to give. High Tech back in that 2-3 zone defense. Cooper wants a screen though. Good ball reversal. Eric Jr. wide open 3 in the corner. But Gillenwater comes up with the offensive rebound. Well, what a play and what a connection. DJ with the dime. Jr. with the final end product. The back 3 of the 2-3 zone from High Tech just fell asleep on that play. Jaisenik. Foul is going to be called, but this will send High Tech to the free throw line. Jaim Sawad, who does have 6 points tonight, will go to the charity stripe. Well, a little bit overzealous there from Eric Jr. Like I said, they may not win this game. I mean, anything is possible here in BCL Asia East, specifically in international basketball, but they want to minimize the deficit as much as possible. Remember, these two teams, they'll meet again in the fourth window when we head to Bangkok. I guess they'll also meet in Malaysia. The window will happen at the same time as the window in Group B in Chinese Taipei. Dewa don't want to go quickly, but now we're under 10 here on the shot clock. High Tech refusing to come out of the zone defense. Well, Rio Dissi gets a handoff, and the finish, the dive, the assist coming from DJ Cooper. Calm, patient basketball from Dewa United, extending it back to a 16-point cushion. James Sawat pick him, pop there with Freeman. Finds Jacqueline, who's made 1 3 tonight, makes another one. Well, can they minimize it to single digits going in to the end of this game? Now we're under 100 seconds here in the fourth quarter. Rio Dissi just flashing middle to break down that full court press. Saputra pump fakes. Oh, nice little calm move. Goes in with a finger roll. Because if you're Dewa United, you want to win by as many points as possible. I think I've got to be quick because now Julitev. Jacqueline's made 2 threes, pump fakes. James Sawat, he'll pump fake. Jacqueline makes an extra pass. Julitev, that's way off the mark. And they have just turned on the air conditioner. Now we're under a minute. Oh, Troy's got 28. Now making 31. He's cooking. A special of nasi goreng from Chef Troy tonight. 31 big points. James Sawat trying to pull up in the mid-range. Rio Dissi, good hands. He'll try to finish this one. And now makes it a 20-point lead with 30.1 left. The body language from the High Tech players almost felt like they conceded defeat too early. Just when they could have cut it down to single digits, it's now a 20-point lead to Dewa United, the champions of the IBL. Julitev, that three's off the mark. I don't think DJ Cooper's going to go for a final shot. What an opening game we've had here at the 2026 BCL Asia East here in Tangerang, Indonesia. The IBL defending champions, Dewa United, they'll win this 97-77 against High Tech Basketball. Well, I think there's no surprise. The games, well, the player of the game, I should say, Troy Gillenwater, 31 points this evening. And we're probably going to see him at the post-game press conference, which you can watch live also here on FIBA's international YouTube platform. But a big win for the IBL champions. They've had a rough return in the 2026 campaign of the IBL, but this will do their confidence a world of good. They'll get a day's break, and their next meeting will be here in Tangerang in 2 days' time as they'll take on the champions of Malaysia, Johor Southern Tigers. But it's a big win, a statement victory for the IBL champs. But all is not over here for High Tech. Remember, they'll be in action tomorrow as they will take on Johor Southern Tigers. There are your stats in the game. An impressive 11 out of 27 from the three-point line from Dewa United. 8 out of 26 is still good for High Tech, but it just wasn't enough. 11 missed free throws. Because they also missed 24 attempts from inside the rainbow. Well, the rebound count going in favor of Dewa United. 14 offensive rebounds to 11. 43 in total to 34. And 31 assists to 22. 9 steals. But it was a conversion rate from turnovers into fast break points. That was a big talking point tonight here for Dewa United. But there is the player of the game, Troy Gillenwater. 5 big seasons playing in the Chinese Basketball Association. We're going to get an interview with him very soon with Muthia Wilosastro, our host, so we're going to get his thoughts on this big victory. It's a terrific win nonetheless here for Dewa United. Here are some of the best plays of the second half, and you know, it's fair to say this team only had 4 3-pointers in the first half. And Troy Gillenwater was almost like a buffet. The nasi goreng special from the chef. Well, the home crowd really got their money's worth here tonight. A great atmosphere here at the Dewa United Arena, seeing their champions who came from behind last season against Pelita Jaya, a team that felt destined to make it back to 2026 BCL Asia East. But Troy Gillenwater, well, he had different plans, a different idea indeed, as he was destined for sure to try and make sure that Dewa United got to the big stage. 6 windows here in BCL Asia East across groups A and B, and then we'll have the BCL Asia East Final 6 to find out which 2 teams will go on to face the champions of the B-League, the CBA, the PBA, the KBL, and the 2 best of the FIBA Vassal. Remember, you can catch all the best highlights, news, content on BCL Asia, their social media platforms on Instagram, X, and Facebook. As now we see the final highlights, but there's probably a play of the game that Akos, I mean, this doesn't represent his game. He is one of the most exciting players that we're going to see here in BCL Asia East. Probably one of the greatest one-on-one isolation players. But he had 16 tonight. He was their second leading scorer behind Freeman. With the 11 three-point field goals tonight here from Dewa United, and Arki Wisnu, one of the legends of the IBL and the Indonesian national team. Well, there was Nikon Jaisenik making the three-point. That cut it down to 13 points, but the elevation connection made by Eric Jr. The dime from DJ Cooper. And that put any thought of a comeback to bed. Well, he said, muy bueno, buenos noches. Big win tonight here for Dewa United. There was Janitib Jakarwan's second three-pointer of the night. Jaim Sawad, you know, he had some good moments himself, but it just wasn't enough here for High Tech. That was a steal by Rio Dissi. This made it officially a 20-point lead for Dewa United. Well, very soon we are going to get the interview with Troy Gillenwater. Of course, with our host, Muthia Winosastro of the IBL. So well, you can see them just center court. We're going to find out what the player of the game has to say on this magnet.
Thanks, guys. I'm with the player of the game right now, Troy Gillenwater, TG. Second half, you guys look so much stronger, lots of PR and out action, and then you guys are also having such dominant on the paint area as well. What was the halftime adjustment to turn things around in the second half?
Well, it was important that we focused on our defense, and really offensively we wanted to get good shots, and that'll dictate how our defense will go. So we just wanted to focus on playing good defense.
You're also the X factor on interior dominance, right? You can stretch out the floor and also getting the bigs of your opponents to get out from the paint area. What was the turnaround, especially on the defensive end, on having such strong dominance on the paint area for yourself?
Well, I think just a team effort. You know, we wanted to, you know, help each other on defense, and that really helped us on offense, playing unselfish, sharing the ball. And my teammates were able to find me for some easy looks, some open shots.
Sunday, you guys gonna go again? How confident you are on this stage of BCL Asia?
Well, we just had to take advantage of our home court. You know, we want to try to control our home and play well in front of our fans, and just try to get the other win.
I love that mentality. Congratulations again, OG. I'll let you celebrate the win with the team. Thank you so much.
Troy Gillenwater. We will see him at the post-game press conference with Coach Julbe. But a magnificent victory tonight here for Dewa United. Well, that wraps it up here for tonight's game, the opening game of 2026 BCL Asia East. Tomorrow we'll see High Tech in action against Johor Southern Tigers. But like I said, catch us at the post-game press conference in which we'll meet with both teams, coaches, and key players tonight. It will definitely be Troy Gillenwater from Dewa United. So we'll see you at the post-game press conference.
pronounce your full name right? Kanawat?
No, Pashakon.
Oh, Pachakon. Wrong name? Wrong name.
Yeah, wrong name.
All right, everyone, thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are now starting the post-game press conference for the Basketball Champions League Asia East game between Dewa United Basketball and High Tech Basketball Club. Dewa United beat High Tech Basketball Club with a score 97-77. Here with me, losing team with Coach Kao and player Eric Nicholas Freeman have joined us. So may I ask for you guys kindly to switch off your mobile phones and we will conduct the press conference fully in English. All right, I may start with Coach Kao. You may start with commenting about the game, how the game started and how it ended for you guys.
Me first. Oh, okay. I think we're doing a good first quarter. We're doing great. We do stick to the plan that we have to prepare. And then we came short we missed a lot of free throw in the first half. That's why we down by 4 in the first half. And then we go try to do everything we have with our player, 10 player. We came here, but Dewa team is too strong. Yeah, I know they won a championship and then play as a team like a long term. Yeah, we came like a 2 weeks together. He just come out like a 2 weeks. AK just came and then we practiced shot. We came short. That's why that the game it is.
Thank you, Coach. Eric, you are the top scorer of your team as well. What was your comment about the game and how you team play?
I feel that we did a great job for us being like our first time playing together as a team. We went against a good team. It's just minor mistakes that led us to lose that game. But in the future, I feel like if we continue to play as a team, we should be okay.
I may now start to ask for the media if you guys have questions and if you guys can speak it in English or if you guys speak in Bahasa Indonesia, I will translate it to English. Any questions from the media, please?
Halo, tes.
Go ahead.
Kan saya Arkan dari Garuda TV. Pertanyaannya, bagaimana evaluasi tim setelah melihat kemenangan dari Dewa United hari ini kira-kira?
Evaluasi tim?
Evaluasi tim dari High Tech.
Right. The people from Garuda TV will ask about the evaluation coming to the next game of how the game you guys played tonight. What was the evaluation for the next game?
For this game that we just played, the evaluation, what we had on the team. We did our homework on the team. We know that they played together last year and that they just came off a championship. So as far as a team, we studied them really well. We know that they have a great guard who likes to make great assists, make great plays. They have great bigs. We just wanted to slow down on the assists, play better defense as a team, and communicate more all together.
Thank you, Eric. Anyone else from the media team to join the question and answer? Media team? Probably second questions from my end because you guys are going to play back-to-back games too against Johor tomorrow night. How are you guys staying motivated, especially with the back-to-back game and already preparing for the loss tonight? How do you guys stay motivated, Coach, perhaps?
Yeah, I keep talking my team we have to stay together for this weekend because we came last night to practice, game tonight and game tomorrow night. We have to stay together. We have to share the idea. Tonight game, I bring the AK out less 5 minutes, 6 minutes to to the game to prepare to tomorrow. To Dewa team, it's too strong. Freddie he not shoot really well today, Freddie. So, but no, we're gonna ready for tonight.
All right.
Tomorrow, okay.
Tomorrow night, yeah. Less than 24 hours, Coach. Thank you so much, Coach. Anything else from the media? If that is all, okay.
Saya Tia dari Go Basket mau nanya, apa yang terjadi di tim? Awalnya kan sempat leading tuh, sampai kekejar tuh, kenapa gitu?
Thank you so much. He's asking about what was the turnaround, especially because that was such a strong start at the beginning, right? What was the turnaround for Dewa to close out the game in a win? For you guys from the losing end, what was the turnaround, you guys?
We started the game off great. We came with a lot of energy. I feel like once the energy died down a little bit, that's when they took advantage of it. They made a lot of good shots. They ran back, and we just small key things that we messed up on that led us to lose the game tonight. But we on to the next game.
Thank you, Eric. Anyone else from the media team? If that is all, then that's the end of the press conference for the losing team. Coach Carol and Eric, thank you so much, and good luck for tomorrow night's game. Thank you. And this is the end of press conference for the losing. All right, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for sticking with us. And this is the press conference for Basketball Champions League Asia is in game between Dewa United and High Tech Basketball Club with the winning team right now. Joining with me, assistant coach Ramiro and Trey Akeem Glenwater. I might perhaps give the floor to Coach Ramiro first to tell us about the heat of the game with all the turnover, especially in turnaround on the start of the game, right? And then you guys can clinch the game led down to the stretch. Can you tell us a little bit about how the game worked in your favor, Coach?
Okay. I think that we played our first game with 3 import, and for us, it's we are in the process to building the team, and maybe for that we started the game maybe not control the pace, but after that, during the game, we find different option, and maybe we are playing better the relationship with the import and the local players, and we improve our defense, and I think that after that, we control the game.
Thank you so much, Coach. Troy, perhaps any comments about the game from the players' side?
We got off to a slow start, but we was able to have better offense, and that helped our defense. So we just got to continue to work hard, play as a team, and I think we'll be okay.
Thank you so much, Troy. We may now open the media questions and answer. Go ahead. Okay. Oh, hang on. Ada mic ya. Go ahead. Please state your name and your media coverage.
Andi dari Garuda TV. Apa momen yang menjadi titik balik dalam pertandingan ini?
Thank you so much. What was the biggest turnaround and what was the biggest adjustment coming through the second half, because the opposing team has such a strong start, and what was the turnaround to clinch you guys to win? Go ahead.
For the next game?
For this game.
This game?
Yeah.
Well, the first start with more focus. And after that, I believe that we are, I said previously, building the team, no? And maybe we need to play sometime a little organized in offense, but this is a process that we know that happen, no? When you are playing with 3 new import.
Thank you, Coach. Next question from the media for Dewa United. Go ahead, Josh.
Coach, they played a 2-3 zone for the majority of the game, and at the beginning it kind of caused a bit of frustration for your offense. How did you guys go about changing your tactics to sort of attack in the zone where you had the upper hand in the game?
Sorry, you can ask me again?
So they played a 2-3 zone defense. At
Yes.
first it caused you guys a bit of frustration. Then afterwards you found it much easier, more convenient to attack against. What changes in the game did you guys decide to go against their 2-3 zone defense?
Maybe I think that when we control the pace, change the game, and maybe we start the game with misses a lot of maybe good shot, but after that when we make the shot, the offense was different, and maybe after that the other team tried to press. But we are smart to break the zone press, and after that, read because the other team changed the defense, sometimes zone, sometimes man-to-man. But when we control the game, and for example, our point guard, DJ Cooper, take the ball in your hand, maybe we create very good option, and maybe DJ finish with 19 assistants. And he maybe show us the way.
Final question for Troy. Troy, early in the game, they tried collapsing, double teaming, triple teaming the Ibarra as much as possible. At what point did you elect to decide to come out to the perimeter and torch 31 points?
I don't know. I just try to read the game. Try to use my experience. Just read the game. Take good shots. Try to finish and just take what the defense gives to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Coach and Troy.
Thank you.
Any questions from the media? Yeah, go ahead.
Pertanyaan buat Troy, kontribusi pemain lokal terhadap poin-poin dia tuh gimana? Dia melihatnya?
Thank you so much. Let me translate it. He asked about how the local players' contributions to your performance and also to the team performance to clinch out the win tonight. What was your comment on that, Troy?
It's important because can't just depend on imports to score all the points or get all the rebounds. So it's important that we have a collective effort, imports as well as the local players. So I think they did really well. They played their role. We all played our role. We shared the ball. We was able to help each other on defense, and we was able to ultimately get the win tonight.
Thank you so much. Anything else from the media team? I think last questions would be how important it is for you guys to get the win, get the first victory for your first trip to BCL Asia. How important is this win tonight, Coach?
For us, it's very important, and now we try to these games be useful for us for try to correct our way in the IBL.
Thank you so much. To get back to the winning streak, right, Coach? Thank you so much, Coach Ramiro and Troy. Troy is part of the team players as well, and that's the end of the press conference for the winning team. And I'll let you guys go back, celebrate with the team with the win.
Thank you.
Thank you.